Hi, I know all the time I'm talking about bikes and the channel so far was mainly consisting from bike videos, but today is going to be a bit different. That's my gym. That's the gym that I built from scratch. And if you didn't notice, my channel also includes the part about sports in the header photo. So today I just wanted to show you the gym, and if you decide to have the same stuff that I built here, what you can do with it. Just a short pre-story how I built this gym. So basically before there was nothing, just sand, couple of trees that I replanted at the end, and all of them survived. And now those are like new ones. Here I made the concrete, but in the future I'm planning to put some resin, to have a nicer surface. And maybe also close it a bit, just a bit, because sometimes it gets a bit messy. Like here you can see we had rain 2 days ago and it's still wet. I built this gym exactly 4 years ago during pandemic because everyone was closed in their houses, apartments, countryside places, and for me that's the countryside place. So I decided to build this one. I'll start with the most basic one. So it's a tire, it's a huge tire, it's 80 kilos, and the most basic thing that I'm doing with it is just lifting it up and throwing it forward, and again the same. Sometimes I'm lifting it up, throwing it, and then do jumps, and then again lifting it up, throwing, and do jumps again. You can do cardio stuff like this. You can do the same here but slightly different. You can do boxing switches like that. So there's a lot you can do to it and with it. For example, I have a hammer here. It's basically for explosiveness. In general, majority of exercises here, they are for explosiveness, but it depends how you are doing them, because if you want to build muscles, you do it in one way. If you want to be more explosive, you do it in another way. So you have options. It's not like same exact training to same exact muscles. Another thing I'm doing with this tire, so it's 80 kilos. It's deadlift. So I'm using this stick. I'm trying to find the center and then just deadlift it. For someone it might not be heavy. I mean, I lift my maxes around 160, so it's half of my maximum. But still, it's good. When you do functional trainings, when you try to be more explosive, 80 kilos is just perfect. So on this column, I have, again, same tires, but this time I cut them in half and made the part like this, just to attach them to the column. So you have this part imitating head, you have this part imitating body, and you have this part imitating legs or calves. So if you want to practice 1, 2, like standard boxing stuff, I think it's perfect. And also for legs, you can change your position and do the same thing for the legs and for head and stuff. So it's nice one, but I'm also using it with this, which in combination gives pretty nice exercises. So let me just show you. So there are two exercises. One is mainly for explosiveness, and the second one you can do either for explosiveness or to train your biceps. The first one is this. So basically you throw it, it bounces back, you throw it again, and you try to be as explosive as possible, and you do that for 1 minute. So the second option, the one that you can use for explosiveness or for biceps, is this one. So you pick it up, you hold it, and then you throw it to that part, and it basically returns back. And you catch it again, and then back again. So again, depending how you are doing it, but you can train both explosiveness and your biceps. And it's actually good for the forearms. I mean, I don't have the biggest forearms and I don't need to. I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm doing different sports. But yeah, it's a nice exercise for your arms. So worth to try if you want to build one. Moving to another tire. So this one is obviously smaller, as you can see. It's 50 kilos, so 30 kilos lighter than this one. And how I'm using it, so here I attached a chain that goes underneath, same here, so I pre-cutted it here and linked them underneath. And here I have like a tube, it's a rubber tube that I installed just not to cut my hands, so it's a bit comfortable to hold them. And basically what I'm doing, I'm standing in the center, I do the deadlift, and then I either stand or I walk. So it's basically an imitation of farmer walk. I think people call them like that. Up, and then we walk. And like this. Sometimes, for example, I do one way, I put it down, I change, I take them again deadlift, and then I'm going, and then put it down, change, and again. I believe it's affecting your entire body. I mean, you hold it with your arms, you lift it with your back, you use your legs, your core muscles. It's a nice all-around exercise, so good one. So this one, I rarely use it, but basically it's for a rope. So I put the rope inside and then basically just use the rope to bring the tire to me. So again, it's mainly for your arms, for your back, depending how you are doing it. But yeah, that's the second option to use this one. And that's the second one, and what you can see here, it's basically a slightly thicker stick and two concrete blocks that they're actually not blocks, they're cylinders that I made with two plastic containers. So I basically mixed the concrete inside the plastic container like this shape, and then I left the hole in the middle, and once it became solid I just took it out from the container and stick this one in. So here I used nails, maybe not the safest option, but still it's holding them, and nails from inside holding them to go inside. So this one I believe around 25-30 kilos, and I mean you can do a bunch of stuff with it. You can do deadlifts, I mean obviously they are lighter than this one. You can do RDLs, you can do squats, you can do curls, you can do whatever this is. But yeah, there are a lot of things you can do with it. So next one we have this tire. I'm not gonna count this one because technically I didn't build it. Someone gave it to me. But yeah, sometimes I'm using it as well. I mean, I'm not gonna show how to use a dumbbell. I'm pretty sure you know how to use a dumbbell, and if not, there are tons of videos. So this one is a bit different. So what I'm doing with it is either going inside like that. This one is around 10 kilos maybe, and to make it heavier I just put the dumbbell inside or the hammer inside and a bunch of other weights and just go back. So basically it's cool for your legs. And sometimes you can do the crawl, so basically you change your position like that, you hold it here and you just crawl. Obviously this is way harder to do with weights, and I just use it to go back and forth. So another nice exercise. Now the punching bag, obviously from tires, so they're all connected with the holes that I made here and then here, and then you can see here. So it's pretty solid build. I mean, never had any issues. And actually, funny enough, you see this one comes from one of my friends who trained with me here, and this is actual punching bag and not some imitation of it, and it broke up. I had to fix it like this and put it there, but obviously I think it's also my fault because I don't think this is for outdoor environment, and this thing stayed here for like 4 years and it basically gave up, as you can see from all the damage here and here. But this one, I mean, it's tires, nothing is happening to it. The only downside of it is that when you have a heavy rain, and that's the reason I want to close this part, is when you have a heavy rain, the rain builds inside the tires. So I think if you kick it, yeah, you see, yeah, so that's the only downside. But other than this, you can work with it no problem. Obviously not with bare hands, you have to wear gloves. I'm usually wearing MMA gloves when I'm working with the punching bag, but with this one I'm trying to wear like both the wraps and then the boxing gloves, so it's not hurting my arms. But yeah, you can also work your legs, your front kicks, and the rest. If you're familiar with boxing, it's the same exact same. So this, I think it's pretty obvious. It's a pull-up bar and you have different heights. So starting with the shorter one, it's here. So basically if you step on this, you can easily reach here and do the pull-up. Here it's slightly up, so you have to jump a bit and do the pull-up. And here it's not just a bit, it's high enough, so you have to jump. And voila. And these two tires, to be honest, when I brought them, I didn't know what to do with them. I was thinking to bring them like for my friends, for whom this one might be a bit heavy, because those are a bit lighter, maybe 50-60 kilos. But the problem is that they're pretty weared up, so you have this metal wires sticking out. So basically I stack them together and all I'm doing with them is just jumping, with the hopes that I'm not gonna go inside. Yeah, but if you control yourself, it's pretty nice. So for the last 4 years I used it like this, mainly for jumping. And that's basically it. You just seen the outdoor gym that I built, and if somehow something that you've seen in this video inspired you, then feel free to use it. And if you want to know how exactly I built like certain things, how I connected tires, how I built this one or this one, then just ask me in the comments and maybe I'll drop a tutorial video explaining how I build it, so you can do that as well. And you actually don't require as much space as I have here. I mean, you can have half of it or half of the half, and having this stuff and this stuff is more than enough. I mean, you can do a lot of things with it. And if you are not inspired because you have better gym and better equipment and better stuff that you've built, then I'll be more than happy to hear that, what you built, how you build it, and I'll try to do it myself if it's really a good one. Thank you for watching and see you somewhere else.